Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Lalema Aneja Dang, and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Over 60,000 new COVID-19 cases reported in last 24 hours, lowest after 75 days. National COVID recovery rate stands at 95.64%. Over 117,000 patients recover during the last 24 hours. Centre provides more than 26 crore 69 lakh vaccine doses to states and union territories. Over 25 crore 90 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered so far. West Bengal government extends restrictions till the 30th of June with further relaxations. Unlock 2 extended for a week with certain restrictions in Bihar. Uttarakhand government extends COVID curfew till 22nd June. Char Dham Yatra opens for devotees for 3 districts, Rudraprayag, Chamoli and Uttarkashi. Parliamentary Standing Committee on Information Technology asks Twitter representative to appear on Friday. India and Kenya express mutual desire to expand bilateral cooperation and commitment for greater role in regional and global context. NATO leaders declare China a constant security challenge, and India to take on Afghanistan in Asia Cup soccer qualifiers in Doha this evening. As many states are relaxing lockdown norms, we advise our listeners not to lower their guard as the COVID-19 pandemic remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow the 4 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene, and get vaccinated. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. India's active COVID caseload has now declined to 9,13,000. The Health Ministry said a total of 60,471 daily new cases were reported in the last 24 hours, which is the lowest after 75 days. Daily recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for the 33rd consecutive day. Over 117,000 patients recovered during the last 24 hours, taking the total recoveries to more than 2 crore 82 lakh and 80,000. Recovery rate has increased to 95.64%. A total of 2,726 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the death toll to 3,77,031. Weekly positivity rate has dropped to less than 5% and is currently at 4.39%. Daily positivity rate is at 3.45%, less than 5% for 8 consecutive days. The testing capacity has been substantially ramped up and 38.13 crore tests have been conducted across the country so far. Over 25.90 crore COVID vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive.
The centre has so far provided more than 26 crore 69 lakh vaccine doses to the states and union territories. The vaccines have been provided both through the centre's free of cost channel and through the direct state procurement category. It added that more than 1 crore 5 lakh COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and UTs to be administered. The ministry said more than 47 lakh 43,000 vaccine doses are in the pipeline and will be received by the states and UTs within the next 3 days. In Madhya Pradesh, the second wave of coronavirus infection has come under control. Yesterday, the infection rate in the state was recorded at 0.3%. More in this report.
According to official health bulletin, yesterday 242 new cases of COVID-19 were reported in Madhya Pradesh, while 516 people were recovered. So far, 7,75,000 people have been recovered in the state, while 3,941 patients are still undergoing treatment. In all the districts except Indore, Bhopal and Jabalpur, the number of new patients was either 0 or below 10. Meanwhile, in the state, full attention has now been focused on vaccination. A major campaign of vaccination will be run in the state for 3 days from July 1st. Rashid Ahmed Khan, All India Radio News, Bhopal.
In West Bengal, the state government has extended the restrictions till 30th of June with further relaxations from tomorrow in view of the declining trend in COVID-19 cases. The state witnessed a peak of nearly 21,000 new cases a month ago when strict restrictions were imposed, while the number of new COVID cases was 3,519 yesterday. More from a correspondent.
Within a month of imposing strict restrictions, the positivity rate of COVID infections came down to around 6% in the state. After a review meeting held yesterday, the government ordered to extend the restrictions further, but with more relaxations. Government offices, other than essential services, will be open with 25% staff in normal hours, while private and corporate offices can resume business with up to 25% staff strength for fixed hours. Production units and the IT sector can work with 50% staff strength. Shopping malls and restaurants are now permitted to be open, though for limited hours and restricted customer capacity. Games and sports are also allowed to resume in stadiums and clubs without spectators. Permission has also been given to resume shooting for films and television programs with up to 50 people per unit at a time, subject to vaccination and COVID-appropriate behavior. Madhuparna Chaudhary for AIN News, Kolkata.
In Bihar, Unlock 2 has been extended for a week with certain restrictions. This will be effective from 16th to 22nd June. In a tweet, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar said the government and private offices will function with 50% attendance till 5 p.m. Shops and business establishments will open till 6 p.m. on alternate days. Night curfew will continue from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. next morning. Educational and religious places will remain closed. Online teaching will continue in educational institutions. Government and private functions at common places have been prohibited. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar said the lockdown has had a positive impact in the state. Mr. Kumar said positivity rate has declined and recovery rate increased after the lockdown. The Uttarakhand government has extended the COVID curfew till the 22nd of June. Meanwhile, the state government also opened the Char Dham Yatra for devotees of the 3 districts, Rudraprayag, Chamoli and Uttarkashi, where the 4 shrines Kedarnath, Badrinath, Gangotri and Yamunotri are located. It has been made mandatory for the devotees visiting the shrines to carry a RT-PCR negative report. Agriculture Minister Subodh Unia, briefing the media persons, said the government has decided to conduct the Char Dham Yatra in a phase-wise manner. He said that a gathering of not more than 50 people has been allowed for funerals and weddings. He told that sweet shops will now open for 5 days a week, barring Saturday and Sunday. As per the new SOP, trade establishments, grocery shops and liquor vends will be allowed to open on 16th, 18th and 21st of June. The stationery shops will open on the 16th and 21st of June. The revenue courts will now allow to take up 20 matters each day. 3-wheelers will be allowed to operate.
In Gujarat, the state government has finalized the action plan to deal with the likely third wave of coronavirus pandemic. Announcing this, the Chief Minister Vijay Rupani today said that Gujarat is the first state to prepare action plan since last month to deal with the likely third wave of COVID-19. Our correspondent has filed this report.
Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani has said that the action plan prepared in consultation with experts to double the capacity of 3 T's: testing, tracking and treatment of the patients. He said that action plan was finalized following the warning of global and national experts for recurrence of third wave. The objective is to reduce the intensity of likely third wave to the minimum. According to this action plan, the number of oxygen beds is being increased from 61,000 to 110,000. The number of ICU beds is being increased from 15,000 to 30,000 with 15,000 ventilators. Stock of medicines and strength of healthcare workers also doubled. Government has set the target to vaccinate majority population by September 2021. Yogesh Pandya, AR News, Ahmedabad.
Maharashtra registered 8,129 new cases of coronavirus yesterday. It is the lowest number during the last 103 days. More than 28 districts and municipal corporations have also recorded zero fatalities due to corona in the state. Our report.
During last week of April, second wave of corona was at its peak in Maharashtra. At that time, around 7 lakh patients were under treatment in various districts of the state. Now, the active patients in the state are reduced to less than 1.5 lakh. In the third week of April, Pune district has highest 1.25 lakh patients under treatment. Now, it has reduced to less than 20,000. Now, the Mumbai, Pune, Thane, Kolhapur and Sangli district in the state have more than 10,000 active patients. In many urban areas, the number of new patients are reduced significantly. But in Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli, Ratnagiri, Sindhudurga and Raigad districts, number of new patients are comparatively high. State and local administrations are taking various measures to reduce new cases in these districts. Jeevan Bhavsar, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Uttar Pradesh, the state government is going to distribute 50 lakh medicine kits free of cost among the children below 18 years of age. This is a major step taken in view of the probable third wave of COVID infection. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath today launched this campaign from his residence in the state capital, Lucknow. Our report.
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath flagged off the vehicles carrying 17 lakh medical kits which will be distributed in different districts. The rest of 33 lakh medical kits will be supplied by the Health Department of the state at different warehouses, and from there it will reach to the districts this month only. These kits, especially curated for 4 different age groups, that is from 0 to 1 year, 1 to 5 years, 5 to 12 years and 12 to 18 years, were prepared by Medical Supplies Corporation of the state. Under this drive, parents will be apprised about various symptoms of COVID like fever, diarrhea, cough and so on. These kits will carry the detailed instructions also so that parents can use them according to their child's age. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The Center for Cellular and Molecular Platforms, CCAMP, will provide public healthcare systems in the southern metros of Bengaluru, Mysuru and Chennai. An indigenously developed innovative portable cold chain transport device is developed by CCAMP for efficient vaccine delivery. This innovation integrates an emerging technology in the cold chain with easy accessibility and operability features that can address the critical issue of last-mile vaccine spoilage due to thermal degradation in commonly used ice boxes. Here's more from our correspondent.
This innovative technology was used successfully by CCAMP in northeastern states. The CEO of CCAMP, Dr. Taslim Arif Saeed, has said that their innovative new cold chain device plucks the wastage of vaccine, eases logistics pressure, and ensures 100% vaccine efficacy. He said they are gearing up to inoculate over 1 billion people. CCAMP's patented technology assures vaccine viability of up to 12 hours that guarantees better reuse and recycling of unused vaccines from each batch. It is geolocation tagged that increases flexibility, tracking, and traceability in the last mile supply chain, especially in remote locations. In the northeast, the technology had demonstrated, showing 99% usage of the vaccine. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
In Punjab, the village Bhajoli of Sasnagar district created a record today by vaccinating 100% of its 18-plus population. Giving this information, Deputy Commissioner Girish Dayalan said that all villages are doing by and large good work in vaccination. 5 villages, namely Taroli, Rasulpur, Barsalpur, Madanhedi and Bahadurgarh, have successfully covered 100% of the 45-plus population, while Bhajoli is leading the district by vaccinating its entire 18-plus population. The village panchayat has emerged pioneer among local civic bodies to be eligible for a special development grant of 10 lakh rupees announced earlier by the Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh for villages achieving 100% COVID vaccination target in Punjab. Deputy Commissioner congratulated the village panchayat and the residents and urged other villages of the district to put in their best efforts under Corona Mukt Pind Abhiyan to get 100% people vaccinated so that COVID-19 could be weeded out from the society.
You're listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Over 60,000 new COVID-19 cases reported in the last 24 hours, lowest after 75 days. National COVID recovery rate stands at 95.64%, over 1,17,000 patients recover during the last 24 hours. Centre provides more than 26 crore 69 lakh vaccine doses to states and union territories. Over 25 crore 90 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered so far. West Bengal government extends restrictions till 30th of June with further relaxations. Unlock 2 extended for a week with certain restrictions in Bihar. Uttarakhand government extends COVID curfew till the 22nd of June. Char Dham Yatra opens for devotees for 3 districts, Rudraprayag, Chamoli and Uttarkashi. Parliamentary Standing Committee on Information Technology asked Twitter representative to appear on Friday. India and Kenya expressed mutual desire to expand bilateral cooperation and commitment for greater role in regional and global context. NATO leaders declared China a constant security challenge and India to take on Afghanistan in the Asia Cup soccer qualifiers in Doha this evening. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The centre is disseminating awareness of national helpline numbers for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The helpline number of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry is 1075. The child helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. Ayush COVID-19 counselling helpline number is 14443 and MyGov WhatsApp help desk number is 9013151515.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said 3 million hectares of forest cover has been added in India over the last 10 years. Prime Minister was virtually addressing a UN high-level dialogue on desertification, land degradation and drought yesterday. Mr. Modi said India is also working towards restoring 26 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. He said that India has taken the lead to highlight land degradation issues at international forums.
In India, we have always given importance to land and considered the sacred earth as our mother. India has taken the lead to highlight land degradation issues at international forums. The Delhi Declaration of 2019 called for better access and stewardship over land and emphasized gender-sensitive transformative projects.
The Prime Minister stressed the need to devise effective strategies for land restoration while promoting indigenous techniques. He gave example of the Banni region in the run of Kutch in Gujarat to illustrate how restoration of land can start a virtuous cycle. In the spirit of South-South cooperation, India is assisting fellow developing countries to develop land restoration strategies. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar concluded his 3-day visit to Kenya yesterday. During the visit, Dr. Jaishankar and his Kenyan counterpart held bilateral consultations at which they hailed the cordial and historic relations between the two countries. Both ministers positively noted the mutual desire to expand bilateral cooperation under the Kenya-India Joint Commission framework. This underscores their commitment to the relationship playing a greater role in regional and global context. The two sides deliberated on the impact of COVID-19 situation globally and emphasized the need for equitable and affordable access to vaccines and ensuring treatment for all. Parliamentary Standing Committee on Information Technology has asked representative of microblogging platform Twitter to appear before it on this Friday. The committee will hear the views of representatives of Twitter on safeguarding citizens' rights and prevention of misuse of social and online news media platforms. The committee members will also lay special emphasis on the subject of women's security in the digital space.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin will be on a two-day visit to Delhi. He is scheduled to leave Chennai tomorrow by special flight. During his first official trip, Mr. Stalin will meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. He will also meet Congress President Sonia Gandhi on the next day. DMK is an important partner of the United Progressive Alliance. In the Union Territory of Puducherry, the BJP legislator Embalam R. Selvam has filed his nomination for the election of the Legislative Assembly Speaker on behalf of the National Democratic Alliance. More from a correspondent.
Lieutenant Governor Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan has convened the first session of the 15th Assembly of Puducherry on June 16th, that's tomorrow, and fixed the same day for the election of the Speaker. The first-time MLA and the State BJP General Secretary Selvam handed over his nomination papers to the Assembly Secretary Munusamy yesterday. The opposition DMK and Congress, comprising 8 members in the 33-member Assembly, is unlikely to field a candidate. The deadline for receiving the nominations ends today. If the opposition does not field a candidate, Selvam will be declared elected unopposed by the Pro-Tem Speaker Lakshmi Narayanan. Chandramohan, AR News, Puducherry.
The Delhi High Court today granted bail to Asif Iqbal Tanha, Devangna Kalita and Natasha Narwal in the Delhi riots case under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. The order was pronounced by a bench of Justices Siddharth Mridul and Anup J. Bambani. The court held that prima facie no offence under sections 15, 17 or 18 UAPA is made out on the basis of the material on record in the present case against the three. The bail is subject to personal bond of 50,000 rupees and 2 local sureties. Conditions for bail include the three surrendering the passports and not indulging in activities that would hamper the case. The case pertains to Delhi police probe into the larger conspiracy that led to the riots in the capital's northeast area in February 2020.
NATO leaders have declared China a constant security challenge and said the Chinese are working to undermine global order. In a summit statement in Brussels, NATO leaders said that China's goals and assertive behavior present systemic challenges to the rules-based international order and to areas relevant to alliance security. They called on Beijing to uphold its international commitments and to act responsibly in the international system. NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg warned China is coming closer to NATO in military and technological terms, but he stressed the alliance does not want a new Cold War with China. North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, is an alliance of European and North American countries formed after World War II as a bulwark against Russian aggression. The United States will grant $115 million in cooperation aid to El Salvador to slow migration from the Central American country. Administrator of the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, Samantha Parr, said yesterday that they can work with local partners in Central America to expand opportunities for youth and help them get away from violence. USAID said it will also contribute $12 million for small and medium-sized businesses in Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador that were affected by coronavirus-related lockdowns. The Biden administration has pledged to invest $4 billion to address the root causes of migration from Central America.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has announced delaying the lifting of all restrictions in England till the 19th of July as the Delta variant of COVID-19 spreads. The lockdown was to end on the 21st of June. In a press briefing, he said this decision will save thousands of lives as the government speeds up its vaccination drive. Mr. Johnson said he is confident the delay will not need to be longer than 4 weeks. He said that by July 19th, 2/3 of the adult population will be double vaccinated, including everyone over the age of 50. The gap between the 2 doses for over 40s has also been reduced to 8 weeks from 12 to provide the maximum protection against the variant sooner.
World Giving Index 2021 report says India is the 14th most charitable country. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown giving trends across the world. Released by the Charities Aid Foundation CAF, this year's survey highlights the impact of lockdowns on charitable giving. India is now in the top 20 most generous countries in the world. This is up from the 10-year global rank of 82nd. Australia and New Zealand, where the survey was undertaken in the weeks before the first wave of the pandemic took hold, maintained their top 10 rankings. The report says scores for India rapidly improved between 2017 and 2019, and this improvement was maintained during 2020. The improvement in India is seen across all the age groups and amongst both men and women. 61% of Indians helped strangers, 34% volunteered, and 36% donated money.
The World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, WEAD, happens each year on the 15th of June. It was officially recognized by the United Nations General Assembly in 2011. It represents the one day in the year when the whole world voices its opposition to the abuse and suffering inflicted to some of our elder generations. Violence, abuse and neglect of older persons are the most hidden and underreported violations of human rights. This year's theme, Access to Justice, serves as a reminder of the importance to fully address the needs of older persons who may seek recourse. Older persons who have experienced situations of violence, abuse and neglect often face multiple barriers in accessing judicial remedies. With less than 40 days left for the Tokyo Olympics, Indian players are gearing up for the event. In the Olympic series today, we will talk about India's fencing hope for the Tokyo Olympics, Bhavani Devi.
Born on 27th August in 1993 in Chennai, the exceptional fencing player Bhavani Devi is a name to reckon with. She has created history by becoming the first Indian woman fencer to qualify for the Olympics. Bhavani played her first international match in Turkey when she was only 14. In 2012, Bhavani won her first individual bronze medal in the Junior Commonwealth Championship at Jersey. Bhavani Devi battered her performance in the 2014 Asian Games in the Philippines and went on to win the silver medal. She became the first Indian to achieve this feat. A year later, she won silver in the Under-23 Asian Championship in Mongolia and Flemish Open in Belgium. In 2017 in Canberra, Bhavani created history by winning the gold medal in the Senior Commonwealth Fencing Championship and becoming the first Indian to do so. Bhavani Devi attributes her success to her parents.
My parents, I think only because of them I could able to push myself harder to overcome all those situations. I think this is going to be the first time where at least most of the Indians will watch fencing and will watch me play my match.
Currently, Bhavani Devi is rigorously preparing for the Tokyo Olympics.
In Asian Cup soccer qualifiers, Sunil Chhetri-led India will look to garner full points when they will face Afghanistan in the last Group E match at the Jassim bin Hamad Stadium in Doha today. The 105th ranked India only need to avoid defeat against the 149th ranked Afghanistan to confirm the third spot behind leaders Qatar on 22 points and second placed Oman on 15 points in Group E. India defeated Bangladesh 2-0 in the last outing and are on 6 points.
And now let's take a look at the weather update for today. National capital Delhi is having thunderstorm with rain. The maximum temperature will be around 38 degrees Celsius. Minimum was 27 degrees. Mumbai is facing partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Maximum temperature will be around 33 degrees Celsius, rising from a lower level of 27 degrees. Kolkata is having generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. The city temperature will move from a minimum of 27 degrees Celsius to a maximum of around 32 degrees. Chennai is witnessing generally cloudy sky with light rain. The upper limit of temperature will be 35 degrees Celsius. The lower limit was 27. Srinagar is facing a partly cloudy sky with the possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The temperature will hover between 13 and 26 degrees Celsius. Jammu is having partly cloudy sky with the possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Temperature will rise from a minimum of 26 degrees Celsius to a maximum of 35. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Over 60,000 new COVID-19 cases reported in the last 24 hours, lowest after 75 days. National COVID recovery rate stands at 95.64%. Over 1,17,000 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. Centre provides more than 26 crore 69 lakh vaccine doses to states and union territories. Over 25 crore 90 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered so far. West Bengal government extends restrictions till the 30th of June with further relaxations. Unlock 2 extended for a week with certain restrictions in Bihar. Uttarakhand government extends COVID curfew till 22nd June. Char Dham Yatra opens for devotees for 3 districts, Rudraprayag, Chamoli and Uttarkashi. Parliamentary Standing Committee on Information Technology asks Twitter representative to appear on Friday. India and Kenya express mutually desire to expand bilateral cooperation. And that is the end of this news bulletin.